Hi everyone, welcome to the Mama Elephant YouTube channel. This is Rena. Welcome to day 3 of introductions for the November 15th release. Today we have Zodiac Ox, and it is the second stamp set in Mama Elephant's Zodiac Animal series. So each release they'll be releasing 2 of these sets. So for this release it was first the Zodiac Mouse, and here we have the Zodiac Ox. So the proportions of these work well together with the mouse because they're kind of the same size, and all of the little accessory stamps here you can definitely mix and match with whatever set that you want. So if you happen to want your Zodiac mouse to hold the cow balloon, you could totally do that. So let's take a quick look at the Zodiac Ox coordinating dies. You'll see that there are 2 that are kind of U-shaped, and those you can layer on top of the arm of your ox, so it can create a little slit that you can slip in one of the accessory images if you want them to hold the image. So anytime you die cut on top of a die cut, you will have a little bit of a indentation. So I always like to run it through my die cutting machine between 2 pieces of paper, or you can use a bone folder to iron that out. So let's start coloring these images. I've stamped out my images on Nina 110 paper using Memento Tuxedo black ink. I will have my Copic marker colors toward the end here. I believe I use the end colors, the neutral grays. I love the neutral grays. And I'm coloring this like a cow, and so here's my confession. I totally had to Google what an ox was. I totally knew what it was, but I wanted to make sure because for a second I got confused. I'm like, are ox cows? And they just call them ox for some reason. And I always thought that ox were like a brown color. But I went into this deep hole of Googling. I don't know why, because I totally know what they are. And it was really funny. But I'm coloring these like a cow. And then I remembered one of my favorite dishes of all time is oxtail in peanut butter sauce. So there you go. So I did a little bleeding up there, and you can see me using my heat gun there. So that's one of my secret tricks that I like to do. Sometimes when you bleed and you use another Copic marker like a 0 to push that color back inside, some colors will just bleed no matter what. And so what I like to do is kind of freeze that ink in time. So after I push that color back in that went outside of the line with another marker, I like to quickly heat set it and the ink won't travel out. So that's what you want to do if you bleed, because some marker color, it just depends on what color it is. Some marker colors behave and other ones don't, and for the ones that don't behave, just heat set it in place and it won't bleed if you're trying to push it back in. I'm just coloring these different little accessory images. I have an idea in mind, so I wanted to make sure that I colored all of them. Here are the Copic marker colors that I used. I wanted to create kind of like a coffee shop type, bar scene type thing. And originally I was going to make the background using Copic markers, but I am not ready for that yet. So instead I'm using different pieces of random paper that were on my desk. I had these little squares from when I made the pop-up box, and I have that from a sentiment strip. I'm just using that as a so the space will be even in between. So I'm putting that down. That's supposed to be wainscoting. It didn't end up looking like that because my cow covered it. And then I'm just building out like just a ambiguous scene in the back so I can have my cows have a background. So I had this little panel here, and then I cut 2 ends of it, and I'm kind of building out like a bar type thing here, and then it's just going to be like really loose. And then I'm going to cut the extra sides there of my wainscoting. And this is not going to be super fancy. I just needed a little background for my little ox cows. I had a little sentiment strip too that I thought would be perfect to make a shelf. I'm using my T-square ruler there to help me align it and make it straight. I'm going to use that as a shelf to put some plants in, just to kind of add to the atmosphere of the background. I'm going to use the sentiment that comes with the Zodiac Ox stamp set, and this says Muchas gracias. And I'm just stamping that in black in Versa Fine Onyx Black ink. I'm going to take my images and I'm going to put them together before I put them on the card. So I'm pairing up the cow balloon and the cow together. I just love this. And I did cut out the little arm so I could tuck in that drink. And then those will go in front of the card. I'm going to first adhere my little plants on top. I really love this cute little image. I cut 3 of them out just so I could put it on that shelf. And I'm just adhering it on with the Art Glitter Glue Designer Dries Clear. A lot of people ask about this glue. It's called Art Glitter Glue Designer Dries Clear. So it dries clear. And you can buy a set that includes the metal tip. And a couple people have asked why I have the little string around the pin. The pin is stainless steel and I lose it all the time, and it's expensive to replace it, and I can't find my own stainless steel pin, so I tied that around it so I would be able to find my pin easily. I'm going to use some double-sided adhesive foam tape on my cows, and then I'm just going to adhere them to the front of the card. I like holding them at the same time just so I can center it with each other, so I'm happy with the spacing. I'm going to also add my final images here. I have my drinks, and originally I had 3 on that left side there, and the right side looked a little empty, so off camera I did color another drink image, and then I'm going to place it, and I think that kind of balances out the card. I really loved the color theme of this card too. I really loved it. I love all the neutrals. So I'm calling that card done, and then I'm going to adhere it on a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch top folding card base. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give this video a like. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Mama Elephant YouTube channel and tap on that bell for future videos. I hope you guys have an awesome day. I will see you next time. Happy crafting. Bye, guys.